Apologies. This video is coming on late. It is supposed to have come on Monday, 4 o'clock. However, it is coming at today. It is just, no, I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay, but it is what it is. I simply apologize. I really do. I hope and pray this does not happen again. Now tell me something. Have you ever been asked, how are you? And you answered, I'm okay, even without thinking about it. Maybe you were hurting, perhaps overwhelmed, exhausted, or you were struggling throughout the day, and you simply smiled and said, I'm fine. Because sometimes saying that you are not okay feels feels much harder than pretending that you are not all right and everything isn't in place. Welcome to another episode of Mental Health Mondays. I'm so glad you're here. This is a safe space where we have honest conversations about mental health, emotional well-being, healing, resilience, and hope. And today we're talking about something incredibly important. It is okay not to be okay. You don't have to pretend that you are strong every day. You don't have to smile just because somebody expects you to. And you don't have to hide simply because other people don't know how to respond to it. Sometimes the strongest thing that you can say, I'm struggling and I need help. What does it mean to say I'm not okay? When you say I'm not okay, it can mean many different things. It can mean I'm overwhelmed. It can mean I don't recognize myself anymore. It can mean I'm exhausted. It can mean I'm struggling to cope. I don't know how to explain these things. Or sometimes I don't even know what's wrong. I just know that something is just not right. It's just is not right. And that's okay. You don't always need the perfect explanation for your emotions. Sometimes your mind and body are telling you that you've reached your limit. And instead of listen to it, we often pretend that it doesn't exist and tell ourselves that some people have it worse. Other people are struggling too. I need to be the strong one. I don't have the time to fall apart. But pushing your emotions away doesn't necessarily make them disappear. Sometimes they simply come back in a different way. You might become irritable. Sometimes you basically withdraw from people or stop enjoying the things that you used to like. Sometimes you struggle with falling asleep, or you sleep too much. Sometimes you're just constantly tired. You might find yourself that you have difficulty with concentration, or you simply just numb. And sometimes numbness is mistaken for strength. But not feeling anything isn't necessarily strength. It's not the same as being okay. And this is where we need to make an important distinction. Everyone experiences difficult moments. Everyone has a bad day. And everyone experiences disappointment, grief, frustration, loneliness, and stress. Those emotions are parts of being human. But mental health difficulties can sometimes go beyond having an ordinary bad day or going through a difficult moment. For example, Depression isn't simply feeling sad. We discussed that last week. Depression can if depression can affect your emotions, thoughts, physical body, sleep, concentration, motivation, and the ability to function in everyday life. Sometimes genuinely sometimes experiencing depression may genuinely want to get you up and do something, but somebody tells you but your body just feels like it won't cooperate with your mind and what you want to do. And telling that person that just cheer up, think positively, other people have problems too, doesn't resolve the problem. Mental health condition isn't a character flaw. They are not evidence that someone is lazy, and they are not something a person can always simply snap out of. Sometimes people need professional help, and that is necessary. And asking for that support doesn't make you weak. It means that you are taking your mental health seriously. There is another problem we don't talk enough about: the pressure to always be the strong one. Maybe that you are the person everyone calls when they are struggling. You are the one giving advice. You are the one encouraging everybody else. You are the one saying, "We'll get through this. Don't worry. I've got you." But who checks up on you? Who asks you how you really doing? Because being strong for everybody else can become exhausting. And sometimes we become so good at taking care of everyone else that we forget that we also are human, and that we are also allowed to have difficult days. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to take a day or two of rest. You can say that, "I can't do this today." You're allowed to ask somebody to sit with you, and you are definitely allowed to say, "I need help." And you're allowed to put yourself first without feeling guilty about it and needing to always put other people first. When life has hurt you, sometimes emotional struggles don't disappear out of nowhere. They can develop after experiences that fundamentally change the way that we see ourselves and the world around us. Trauma is one of those things. Loss is one of those things. Abuse, violence that has happened to us, betrayal, maybe illnesses, divorce, financially struggles, grief, loneliness, or simply years of carrying things that you had never had the opportunity to process. And I want to say something today, particularly important to anyone who has experienced abuse or gender based violence. What happened to you does not become your identity. You are not what somebody did to you. You needing time to heal doesn't mean that you are broken. Sometimes survivors are expected to simply move on, but healing doesn't work according to somebody's body or a simple timeline. You may have days where you feel incredibly strong, and then something happens: a memory, a smell, a place, a name, a conversation, and suddenly you are overwhelmed with emotions again. That doesn't mean that you've gone backwards. Healing isn't a straight line. It isn't what somebody expects of us. Sometimes healing is learning how to live again while carrying memories that you wish had never happened. And you deserve the compassion while doing and you deserve compassion while doing that. What can we do when we are not okay? What can you do if you're not okay? So, what do we actually do when we're struggling? First, you need to acknowledge the feeling. Instead of saying that I'm fine, try asking yourself, are you really fine? How are you really feeling right now? You don't need to judge the answer, just acknowledge it. Maybe you're angry, maybe you're overwhelmed, maybe you're scared, maybe you're lonely, maybe you're still grieving. Naming an emotion can be the first step towards understanding it. What do you do when you're not okay? Number two, talk to someone. You don't deserve to tell everyone your entire story. Find one safe person, a friend, a family member, a colleague, a counselor, a therapist, or a doctor, someone that you trust. And they simply say, I'm struggling right now. And I couldn't really you and I really and simply say, I'm struggling right now and I could use someone to talk to. You don't have to wait until everything falls apart before asking for help. You need to take care of your basic needs. When you are struggling mentally, basic things become very difficult. So you underestimate the importance of small actions like drinking water, eating something nourishing, taking a shower, sitting outside and enjoying a different environment for a minute or a few minutes. You forget to take a short breath, a deep breath, just to deal with whatever you've been going through. Now I need you to rest. But caring for your body can be one small way of supporting yourself while you are going through something difficult. You need to give yourself permission to rest. Rest isn't laziness. Let's make that distinction first. You are not a machine. You don't have to constantly produce, achieve, work. Sometimes your body and mind needs a pause, and that pause is allowed. Now, very important, get professional help when you need it. And please don't be afraid, for sometimes the status that comes with needing professional help. A mental health professional can help you understand what you are experiencing and develop a healthy ways of coping. You don't have to wait until your breaking point again. You deserve support before you reach that point. You don't need to pretend. I want you to imagine something. Imagine if you stopped asking people, what's wrong with you? And start asking, what's happening to you? Imagine if we stopped judging people for struggling and we started listening. Imagine if we created spaces where someone could say, I'm not okay, without immediately being told to be strong. Sometimes people don't need us to fix them. You too. You don't need something to be fixed with yourself. Sometimes people just need them. Sometimes people need someone that you can sit next to and be told, I hear you. I believe you. You don't have to go through this alone. And maybe today, that's what you need to hear. So let me tell you directly, if you are struggling if you are struggling right now, you are not alone. You do not have to pretend with me. You don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to be strong every day. You don't have to apologize for some things that have happened to you. You don't need to apologize for needing help. And you don't need to feel ashamed because you are having a difficult season. This moment is not your entire story. Before you leave, I want you to remember 3 things. Your feelings are real. Your struggles do not make you weak. Asking for help is a sign of courage. I hope you do understand that. And if today is not a good day for you, be grateful for it. If, if today is a good day for you, be grateful for you. If you are struggling and having a difficult day, be gentle with yourself. And if love isn't okay, don't tell them. If someone you love isn't okay, don't tell them to be strong. Ask them how you can support them. Sometimes one compassionate conversation can make someone feel a little less alone. Thank you for spending another Mental Health Monday with me. If this episode spoke to you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with somebody that you know might use this and need this message. Now remember, you are more than your worst today. You are more than what happened to you. Your story is still being written. As long as you still have another day, there is another opportunity for hope. See you next week, Monday. Take care of your mind. Be gentle with yourself. And remember, it's okay not to be okay.